Ladies and gentlemen, it's no hyperbole when I say that we just might be cooked now. I think I might be cooked, and maybe it's time to just put it down. All right, now we have the brand new character Liliam coming out. We reviewed her before. We said, hey, the kit looks insane. The description sounds insane on paper. We need to see the numbers. We need to see her stats. And well, lo and behold, we can do that now. I'm going to break this down for you, and you just let me know at any point where you want me to stop. You figured out yourself that I think the game's kind of done now. All right, baby. Or at least your strategy, what's going on. We'll give context as to what's going on here, but let's just check it out. Let's get right into it. So S3, Flash Lightning. None can escape the lightning, not even your wallet. Liliam gains a 2-turn attack and speed buff and deals a 500% damage multiplier to a single enemy, increasing the final damage by 50% on targets with more than 60% of their max HP. This hit ignores shields and will seal the target's max HP equal to 50% of the damage dealt. So this obviously is insane. Self-attack buff, self-speed buff means she's going to be incredibly self-sufficient for you, and it's going to get even better. Don't worry, we'll talk about all the crazy shit she's going to be able to do. If you don't kill a bruiser tank, which keep in mind, right, we just got the patch with the Revelation nerf, where you're probably not going to be able to get rev spammed down by like 2 people on your bruiser teams and die right away. Well, we have this. Pierces your barriers. That's a 750% damage mod, basically, on a single target hit with self-attack buff, mind you. We are in like Hoyan Didding levels of damage multipliers with this character. Hoyan, remind yourselves, was 450%, and then for every 10% of self-max HP lost, increases the damage dealt by 10%, right? So if you were at full HP, you activated this Hoyan, you got the 50% damage bonus. Straight out the gate, this is basically execution right, but with a higher multiplier that also gives you a self-attack buff and a self-speed buff. And also, if you don't happen to kill the bruiser target, they're just whatever damage you did is permanently just removed from their HP bar. So if they're an HP scaling damage dealer like Tiamat, their damage gets neutered too. And it lasts for forever. Should last through revives if they have like a Beotin on their team or some way to revive a character like with Green Sonya. That is just all in one skill. And for PvE applications too, she's going to be able to do good single target damage. And as we'll look more into the kit here, she's very good at just taking care of herself in a lot of ways out there. You don't really need an attack buffer for her. You don't need a speed buff for her. She's going to be able to do big damage. Lo and behold though, let's go with the S2 now. Oh, also keep in mind, it's a 3-turn cooldown. Okay, it's a 3-turn cooldown, and nothing's kind of like crazy hidden behind good lattice investment here. You're gonna want to probably do like 5-3-5, but listen, she's a DPS character. She's gonna be insane with lattice investment. This is absolutely wonky. 3-turn cooldown, you're just gonna be doing damage. S2, the resounding thunder. It's time to get serious, like it wasn't serious already. This one blew my mind when I saw the HP threshold on it. 2 hits of 180% multiplier, so that's 360% mod, reasonable. But for every 1 HP the target has lost, the final damage increases by 1%. So it's got an execute. So if they're at half HP, you get 50% final damage bonus, which is absolutely absurd on here. Basically equivalent to like another 180% damage multiplier on top of this, taking this up to like a, what is that? Like a 540% multiplier on an S2. Okay, also a 3-turn cooldown. Okay, now guaranteed to inflict a 1-turn stun on targets with less than 70% HP, which is not that hard to hit. This is the other thing that's going to make her banana sandwich in a lot of ways out there. It is not hard to get someone down 70% HP or lower. That's if they don't die, right? Because remember, if they're 70% HP or lower, you're going to be getting 30% damage final bonus minimum on top of that as well. And if you kill them, it's a 1-turn stun on all enemies if the target is defeated, which is just kind of crazy here. Now you can see that you get the lattice investment here to make the stun trigger faster, right? Increase the final damage bonus. You're going to probably want to max this bad boy out as well. This is absurd. All on paper. And it gets even better when we look at her stats. The S1 here, 260% multiplier. Nothing crazy for an S1 mod, but it's okay. But she does heal 60% of the damage that she is doing with this skill. And it also comes with like a pseudo passive attached to it as well. Becomes immune to all control effects and turn meter minus effects. You can still turn meter push her up if you so desire. You just can't be afflicted by turn meter reduction. So you can't crowd control this character, you can't push her back. She's just kind of this unstoppable force. But this all gets even better when you look at what her stats are, okay? When you look at the stats of this character, I thought maybe they'd somewhat balance her around, like maybe being slow and dirtily or no. No, we got the lightning jumping jack flash here. 125 base speed plus 15. 125 plus 15. One of the fastest DPS characters in the game, right? You've been looking at Blue Rin, you're a Blue Rin fan out there, 126 plus 15. This is 125 plus 15. And very similar to like Blue Rin, she's very self-sufficient, right? She's got her own speed buff, she's got her own attack buff that she does before she does damage. Why? I'm not sure. So one of the only ways to deal with this character in a PvP scenario is literally to just fucking kill her before she goes. On one of the fastest DPS characters in the game. And keep in mind that you can't push her back, you can't crowd control her. She doesn't care about your different DPS or debuffers, excuse me, like Klaus or any of these Mio. She doesn't care about anyone going faster than her unless that character is going to kill her or push somebody up above her, which is absolutely wild. You're not getting pushed back, right? No one's doing anything to this character. She is going to go unless you kill her, which is dumb. And she's got the stats to go. She's 125 plus 15. If you look at her attack here, 101.2k, almost, 1,250 almost, plus 535. If you look at someone like Masya, Masya's got a little bit more than she does, but not by a lot. She's got a substantial amount of base attack here, which is crazy. And if you look at Masya's 10 plus 8 and 150 plus 132. Well, I mean, oh shit, she's got even more crit chance. Oh, making her easier to build on a fast build if you so desire as well. This character is going to be banana sandwich. And we haven't even talked about the fact that, well, the bruiser meta has always been something people have wanted to build towards, right? Aurora was one of the last things people could get farming. And even in like the World Cup that we saw where like Revelation spam is what eventually sort of dominated that tournament, you have to remember the gear quality for speed and damage and stuff, even at this point in time, because the game was only like 6 weeks old or something. The gear quality for people going fast and doing damage, people have spent more time farming that gear than they had for any sort of bruiser team. And Revelation did just get nerfed, 30% damage reduction in a PvP environment, but it's not going to stop people from pairing Revelation characters who are faster than their Liliam. Think of like Freya, right, on Revelation that we're so used to seeing already, or even SR characters that are amazing on Revelation openers, like Kazuyo the Reverie, right, who can be built fast and just have some crit chance to be put on Revelation as well, for these bruiser teams to sort of wear them down. So one of two things can happen, where Liam can just naturally be fast as well on a DPS build, and either kill somebody with Flash Lightning right off the bat, remove your one DPS bruiser from the game. You're like, oh, Tiamat, some tank down, doing some healing. Cool. Kill the one person on your team who has the ability to threaten your Liam, remove him from the game. Or, yes, the damage from Revelation did get nerfed a little bit, but it's still going to be able to get people below this 70% HP threshold, possibly even lower if you're still doing multiple Revelations people, getting people down to like 50% health, 60% health, so that you can kill them with your Liam and get an AoE team-wide stun. And the only way that your opponent could stop any of that, well, was to outspeed and kill your openers anyway. This character is going to open up so much bullshit, it's not even funny. They have it on her head, EOS. It's literally right there on her head. They've been memeing with this EOS shit the entire time in this game. She's wearing it 2 times. She's got it right here on her belt too, dude. I like, it's right there, plain as day. And if you're worried about Liam and you're like, I'm a bruiser character, I'm trying to do stuff, you're a Liam player, guess what? If you don't pick enough stuff as a bruiser player to counter Liam in a couple of different ways, right? Third slot protection ban, you're going to have to either get Messiah cleaved and you die, or you have to deal with Liam. If you don't have enough damaged characters that can threaten the Liam in some sort of way, you can just maybe try to chip her down. There's no crowd controlling her, and she has HP recovery in her S1, meaning that if you're just gonna be like, oh, I'll whittle you down a little bit and eventually you die, that won't happen either. Can't crowd control her, can't whittle her down, can't push her back. You have to outspeed her, you have to kill her. Okay, seems good. What other kind of nonsensical garbage can you do with this character? Because these stats are insane. Well, there's gonna be a couple of awesome things you can do. Shells that we were talking about the other day, shells that we were looking at. A couple of things that you can do with your Liam, or Liliam, whatever. The official pronunciation from the AI video kind of threw me a loop there. A couple of things you can do. Big one, right? Codex of Magic is going to be pretty awesome on here, because look at the matrices we have available. You want to build a fast version of Liliam here, have access to Swift Rush, have access to Swift Raid. That's going to be plus 50% speed, plus 20% attack, and you can just take something like Fury if you so just want to, or you can maybe mix in, that's probably what I do, is like Fury. Okay, don't need any of this other garbage. You could do a slower build with Bloodbath if you want to, with some Swift Raid, Swift Rush, throw it in there, like 8 Swift Rush for 20, and then 6 Swift Raid for another 15%, moderately fast, can't get one shot on Bloodbath against tanky teams as well. You can also do that. You're also on Codex of Magic, meaning that either your S2 or your S3 isn't going to go on cooldown on your Liliam. So you can do one of two things. This character is so flexible in PvP with strategies, it's dumb. You can nuke somebody into oblivion, either kill them or make sure that they don't do damage back to you if they're an HP scaler, and then have access to Flash Lightning again when you get your next turn. Amazing. Or if you have her as like a follow-up character instead of like an opener or something in your teams, you can use Resounding Thunder first on Codex of Magic, kill somebody, finish them off, stun the entire team, they all skip their stuff, and then you come back around and you just do it again, and you basically just like win the game. 2 turns of your enemies can't take actions, it's over. Sure, maybe they'll have a cleanser on their team. Guess what? Well, if you're in this sort of strategy, you have this sort of setup, right, where she is a character that you're using as a follow-up. Oh yeah, you're right. They can res with their Green Sonya. Not if she's the person you kill first. Oh yeah, they can cleanse with their Linglo. Not if she's the person you kill first. So then your opponent's gonna have to draft 2 of these people that have the ability to AoE cleanse and get around the Resounding Thunder. Cool. Well, there's 2 people that can't do damage to their Liliam. You just go ahead, kill the one person who can really threaten Liliam, and then they're left with 2 healers who will never be able to kill you through Thunderclap ever again until your skills cycle back around. So it's kind of like a lose-lose-lose scenario in a lot of situations with the right build on Liliam, just with Obsidian Codex. It's kind of dumb. You also have the ability to put her on some other stuff. You could use the Count if you really want to get in there. I wouldn't really recommend it. She's already got some nice stuff on her, and honestly, this is cool. You can put like Onslaught on her, do more damage. Fury's fine. Keen Eye is going to be really good on her. Swift Raid's going to be fine as well. But if you really wanted to go for more like a turn 2, like not like turn 2, but like a safer playstyle depending on what you're doing, you have 2 options. One in the form of Law of Silence for like a slower Liliam who has the ability to put on Keen Eye. Remember that S3 is just 1 hit. The S2's 2 hits. The S1's 1 hit. So you're going to get the full 25% damage bonus there. And then you also have the ability to go like Fury Edge for big damage on this and just go with the Law of Silence. Take the Void State. We don't really care about the effect res because you can't be debuffed anyway, but you cannot be targeted as the main target of an enemy skill, and it reduces group damage by an additional 50%, which is wild there. You can also do something like a Lighthouse build where you go ahead and you put her on Bloodbath in the Lighthouse, Bloodbath, a little bit of Swift Rush, Swift Smite, right? 6-piece Swift Smite, get 15% speed there, 8 pieces of the Swift Rush, so you get 20% speed there, so you're going to get 35% speed with an extra effect accuracy bit there if you want. And you can also just keep her on Bloodbath there on top of that for these sort of like bruiser v bruiser matchups where you just want to injure people down slowly over time in a bruiser matchup, stun their team with that S2, get a final finishing blow there on a Bloodbath build, and sort of just become the better bruiser than they can You just out bruise them because you have injury. You're the only injury character in the game. You have stun. You have AoE stun. You have self heal. You're on Lighthouse, so if they try to kill you, guess what? You heal up a little bit, right? They're on bruiser characters. They're not one-shotting you because you're on Bloodbath too. You push back up. Your S1 heals you, and it's just really hard to take your Liliam out of the fight as well. So you have a lot of ways to build this character, and she's just kind of got the stats to support it. She does a ton of damage. You can make her a self-sufficient DPS in both PvP and PvE because of the way that she has the attack buff. She has the speed buff. She has the speed stat to go with it as well. And in PvE scenarios, she's also got some self-healing attached to her too. So there's a lot of situations out there where I like use Blue Rin. If you're a Blue Rin user out there, you can probably actually just pull Liliam, prowess her up, get all of her stuff leveled up, and just swap your Blue Rin gear over to your Liliam immediately, and you'll basically be doing the exact same thing that you were doing with your Blue Rin for single target damage, big damage nukes, like nice little opener, nice little follow-upper. There's a lot of ways for you to play with her there. And then in PvE scenarios, a lot of the time, in some situations, non-farming content, just generic PvE, you know, we all play it, right? I'll have one of my DPS in there, right? I'll be using Yelly with the good old Lily combo in there, and someone else to attack buff one of my characters, etc. And then I'll just be like, I don't really need more damage mitigation. I don't really need another healer. I already have my artisans doing it. You can just take your Liliam and just put her into any team in PvE content. She's going to be fast. She's going to turn cycle. She doesn't necessarily need Lily. She gives her own attack buff. She gives her own speed buff. She does a shit ton of damage. She can't be crowd controlled. She can't be turn meter pushed back. This isn't only in PvP. So, you know, even as something like the wolves aren't hard, but like think about all the different mechanics that we see in generic PvE where it's like you get petrified, you get stunned, you get slept, you get all of this garbage, you get pushed back. Not happening to this character. She can't be stopped. Remember, it's only control and turn meter effects though. So she's gonna be an absolute wonderful character. I just don't know. I just don't know, man. It's gonna be a wild ride out there. Let me know what you think about this down below. I'm putting some other stuff out there. Etheria, EOS, dude. It's here, man. She's here. It's here. All right, it's here.